And first of all, what I'm going to do is share my screen. Should be able to see in a moment. Right, so here we are. Here is Breedr. I'm just going to open up the chat so I can see what you are all saying. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the chat. We'll answer them as we go along. Some of you sent some questions in already, so we'll get to those as well. I'll get my participants list up. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the different ways you can use Breedr and the different goals you want to achieve. So, for example, I'm a small farmer. This is my farm here. We can see that it's not massive. We can see the number of animals I've got in the different groups. We've got about 21 cows, which has just finished calving, got the different pens. So for me, the goal that I have when I'm using Breedr is making sure that I am getting the most from my small farm. So all the things that I'm doing are based around performance analysis on my small scale. And there are a couple of things that really help me with that. And we've got a new part of our crush mode. So if anyone has heard of crush mode before, it's the way that we get farmers to interact with the weigh heads. So I'm just going to link my phone to the computer. So you're able to see here. I'm mirroring my phone. So this is my iPhone and the Breedr app. So if you're not familiar with this already, you're able to look at all your animals on here. It's available online, offline, Android and iOS. And at the moment, I'm on an iPhone. So I'm going to link up my my S3 here. And if you've never seen an S3 before, this is an S3. It is the cheapest weigh head that TrueTest do. I believe it's priced at around £395 roughly. And comparative models before this were up at sort of £800, £900. So this really has changed the game for weighing. The other great thing about it is that if I turn it on and I select on the Breedr app, I open the Bluetooth menu, it instantly appears. There's no fiddling with Bluetooth settings and trying to pair things up. The S3 is a new technology, so it instantly appears. So all I need to do is click connect, and it's connected straight away. So this product from TrueTest is great. It really has changed the game for weighing. And we start our crush mode, which if you're not familiar with, this links your animal records and your weights together. So we're able to draft them to different groups. So I can select all of my different groups and draft the animals into there. And if I show you, you can add a condition so that it will only draft certain animals over automatically. But what I can also do, if I put in 0 into here, it means every animal that gets weighed will be drafted in. And that's a real neat little trick for you to do. So I'll launch the session here. And I've got a weigh bar in my room, so I'll stand on it. And it will tell you how much I weigh. So that weight comes straight across from the weigh head into the phone. And then if I had an EID stick, I could bleep a tag, or I can also search the visual ID. So if I search 146, and then I can add this to an animal like that. So it really is really easy to weigh with the S3. I really recommend it. If you haven't already got a weigh head, and I know some of you who messaged me in last night were saying you haven't yet got a weigh head, I cannot recommend the S3 to you enough. We're able to help you get hold of these. So if you're interested in getting hold of an S3, drop us a message and we'll be able to sort you out. So once we've done our weighing, we want to come back into the web app, and we want to, well, we can review the performance of the animals in the mobile app as well, but we can also look at it on the web app. So I'm going to show you the web app. We're able, if you haven't seen this already, we're able to do filters. This is a new feature we've put in. and we're able to filter on various different items. We can look at sex, breed, weight ranges as well. And we can start pulling out some really interesting information, particularly when we start looking at the animals that are ready for sale. So I don't have any of those at the moment. My animals are all quite young. But what I am looking at is animals that are coming up to bulling weight. I've got quite a few heifers that I want to put to the bull in June, and I want to be able to look at the ones that are going to make it. So I want my bulling weight to be about 60% of the live cow weight at the end. So I can start looking at the Breedr algorithm, which has told me the prediction of them, of how they're looking on. So I can see my last weights are here. So if I select 151, which is a very friendly heifer that my wife quite likes, and as that's loading up, we can see that at one point it had a bit of a knock just before Christmas. But we can see that it's at the moment averaging in the middle of the band, doing about 900 grams a day. We can see that my wife has logged a note, so multiple users are able to log information about animals. We can see here vet med history, and we're able also to filter on the list as well. So if we just wanted to look at vet med or breedings, we could filter on those lists. Pardon me. We can see previous moves, all in the animal history. This is available in the mobile app as well. So if I open back up the mobile app, you all see. Look at the same animal. One moment. So you can see here, this is the same animal in the mobile. Oh, my software's just frozen. There we are. And I'm able to look through. You can see the history of the animal just by scrolling down. And the important things to say is that this is available online and offline, Android and iOS as well. And then in the Breedr accounts, you can have multiple users. So if you've got more than one person on an account, you can invite them in and they're able then to add information. So if you've got farm worker, they're also able to pull off reports. If you want to invite a vet in or a trusted advisor, they can help you by looking at the web reports as well. We also got a weight prediction graph in the app and in the mobile app. So once we start looking at individual animals, we can start seeing, is this animal going to hit the targets I need it to? So I need this animal to be at about 440 kilos in about a month's time, and I can see it's doing 900 grams a day. So I can probably say I probably need to give this animal a little bit more cake. In fact, actually, I upped the ration of them all about a week ago. My nutritionist from one of the feed companies gave me some advice, and we've upped the amount of feed we're giving them. So hopefully we'll start to see the impact of that, and that they'll hit bulling weight for the first week of June when I'm planning on putting the bull in with the cows and the heifers. So if you're on a much larger farm as well, it's really important to be looking at these sorts of things, because a slip of a year's window on calving can add a significant amount of cost. So we had some questions from you all before we started this session, and please do write into the chat. You can access the chat access the chat and ask questions as we're live now. I can see here someone's asked about the weigh head and couldn't see the weigh head, but I'll make sure that you're able to find out about that at the end. So somebody asked about deleting animals. So at the moment we are connected up with BCMS, so this account is synced to BCMS. And so we're not able to delete an animal. But if we had accidentally created an animal, or you've done a test animal, one of the things you can do is mark an animal off farm. We're actually just working on the BCMS push, so you will be able to update births and deaths and movements in the Breedr app, rather than having to visit BCMS or call up or however you do it at the moment. So that's really exciting. I mean, at the moment, when I do my movements, I have to log into BCMS online, but within the next month or 2 months, you'll be able to do that in Breedr. So you'll be able to do all of your movements. You'll be able to enter data into your phone and then come on to the web app and just confirm those movements. So someone also asked about filtering and sorting. So we're able to sort, as you can see, using the different column headers. And we're also able to set up filters. So let's say I wanted to look at animals that were approaching, well, about the time I was going to put them to the bull. So those would be animals between 14 and 16 months. We can see here, those are the animals that are roughly at that age. And I only really want to see females, so I'm going to put the sex as female. Now, I've created that, and I can save that as well. So I can click here on Save Filter. I can give it a name. And one of the other things I can do is set it up as a homepage alert. So whenever I visit the homepage now, I will have a alert. I can set it as a different color about animals that are entering that age group. And you could do that on all sorts of things. You could do that with animals coming up to 30 months. You could do that with animals at a certain age when you're thinking about culling them. And you can set up different alerts. So I can see here I've got view these heifers alert, and they will take you back through to that saved filter. Likewise, I can just click clear the filter, and I can also open up saved filters and manage filters and delete that same target if I wanted. So we've tried to make this as flexible as possible. Many of you have asked for the ability to print this list, and that's definitely something we're working on right now. So you'll be able to set a filter, download this list, and then print it off. Because we know being able to access your data in many different formats is really useful. So we're working on that. It's coming. Somebody's asked how they sync their BCMS, which is a really good question. And we know that getting your data out of BCMS is one of the most difficult parts of using Breedr, and it's the real first stumbling block. So we have spoken to BCMS and the government on your behalf, and we have now got a new way that you're able to interface with BCMS. We have this, I'm just going to grab it here, this form. So if you get in contact, if you're watching this and you haven't synced your BCMS yet, get in contact with Gabby and Rachel, as they'll be able to fill in this form with you or on your behalf, and send this off to BCMS, and they will email back your username and password to plug into Breedr. And instead of having to phone and be on hold, we've got this changed for you. Which is really exciting. So get in touch with Gabby and Rachel, and they'll be able to sort you out. And once you've got your username and password, you're able to click on Settings, Farm Settings, and then Add Connection, and then BCMS, and then you put in your username and password, and you can attach that to a holding. So the trickiest part is getting the information out of BCMS, and we've now got that made that process a bit easier for you. So Lloyd's asking a question. On my app, my animals list is mixed up. Can I put it in numerical order? So we know a lot of people have been asking to be able to sort on the visual ID, or the last 4 digits, as at the moment when you sort, it does it by all of them. On the mobile app, we don't currently have sorting. So it's definitely one of the things we're looking at, and we know a lot of you have asked for it. It is something we will do, Lloyd. So I will make sure that that is in for you at some point, and we'll make sure to let you know when that's coming as well. So I've got a question about a report, and I'm just going to get it up on another screen, so we're able to do it and have a look at this report. So one of the other things that we have been working on, and we know how important it is to be able to record medicines on the go. So our development team have been working on a new medicine cabinet feature, which I'm just gonna show to you now. I'm going to connect it up again. Enjoy my beer. So this is our testing app. So forgive me if it doesn't completely go right. So we've added this new thing at the bottom. You'll see here we've got medicines. And you can see we have a medicine cabinet. These are not real medicines, they are test medicines, but you're able to click on them. You can see the history of the medicine, and you're also able to see information about how much you have in your cabinet. And we can add activities to that, and we can also add new medicines. So here we have the new medicine screen, and you can type the data into here. But one of the other things we can do is scan a barcode, not a barcode, but a code on the side of bottles. And all medicines should have a code like this. So you can see here, so if I click that button, I'm able to scan it, and you can see it's instantly filled the medicine cabinet with the information available. Now imagine you're out in the shed, vet's just turned up. Vet's just turned up, and you're able to instantly log the medicine he's given you. I can put in the date of purchase. I bought this today. I got it from the vet, my vet Jimmy, and it cost me, because it's from the vet, it's cost me a lot, 75 quid. So that's in there, and then it's instantly created, and we can look at it in our medicine cabinet then. We can see what we've added. And then I'm able to administer this onto animals straight from the app. So I'm able to find an animal that might need a treatment. You can see here, this one's a year old and it's only 110 kilos. So it's clearly struggling. So we're going to add an activity and a vet med, administer medicine, and we can select the medicine from the drop-down menu. So here we have the drench that we've just created. I've only got one batch. I'm going to enter the dosage. We're going to give it not quite a litre, so we'll give it 0.01. And we can say slow growth as a reason. So if you've got lots of workers on your farm, this is really useful because they'll all be administering medicines from the same cabinet. You don't have to worry about them entering batch numbers in incorrectly because they're just selecting from a drop-down menu. And then you are able to see when things are coming up to being out of usage, and it updates the withdrawal of an animal automatically. So you'll never be at risk of pulling an animal out, setting it to the processor without it being in withdrawal. And then you can see here the red marker has popped up that it's now in withdrawal. And hopefully that will improve the performance of the animal. We also have on the web app reports about your vet med usage, because we know how important it is to keep your vet med usage up to date. So we've got two different reports for you. First of all, we have a medicine book report. Drag this over. So we've got a medicine book report. So this is all of your dosages, your applications, and batch number. You're able to print this report out straight from this dashboard. You can download it. You can also show it to your farm insurance inspector. Likewise, we also have a medicine cabinet record. So this is all of your purchases, your disposal. Once again, really important for Red Tractor and also your own records too. One of the things we'll be doing in the future, and why we've got cost in there, is helping you look at some of your costings and how we can help you become a bit more efficient as well, and really drive forward that profitability on the farm. So this is being tested. It's pretty much ready to go. So I expect to see it in the app very soon, and I know I'm really excited about this feature as well. So we had a few more questions. So a question from Monty here. Will there be cross sessions for other activities such as PD and TB testing? Yes, there definitely will. So that is something that we're working on, and we know it's really important. You are able to log an activity for each animal individually, and I will show you how to do that. I'll just get my mirroring back up. Ooh, awkward place. There we are. So if I search an animal here, I'm in crush mode. Select that. I'm in the staging app, which doesn't connect to the S3. I can put a manual weight in here, so I can type in a weight. So this animal is 550 kilos because that medicine we've just given it has really worked. And Monty, you're able to click on the gold button, the gold cross at the bottom, and you can go log activity. and you can go log a treatment. So we could put in here a hoof trim, a disbudding. We can log a note, so I can say this animal has lost a tag or similar. And we will in the future, you'll be able to have buttons in here when you'll be able to select on and off of which animals, if you're doing a TB testing, which have reacted, or a PD, which are in calf and which aren't in calf. So crush mode is a really, we think, a really versatile tool, and we're going to add to it more and more. The next thing that's coming in the release this week is the ability to draft to a location, which is a field or a pen, as well as the ability to draft to a group as we have now. And then also we're adding the ability to draft to multiple groups in the next couple of weeks, because that's been requested quite a few times. So Susie Wheel has asked, how do I have a cat? Well, let me tell you guys, if you sync your Breedr account, you get a hat. So if you sync your BCMS, you get a lovely hat like this. These are our brand new Breedr cats. We've sent quite a few out of these the last week, and at the back it says backed by Breedr. At Breedr, the app is free. Ian Will, who started Breedr, is a farmer's son from Australia, and we know how important it is to back British farmers. And we've made our app free so that you are able to use it to be more profitable, to look at the information on your farm. And our hats, like I say, we're backing you all the way, particularly at what is quite a testing time. So yeah, wear your hats. And if you tweet backed by Breedr, or if you do a tweet with backed by Breedr of an image of you using an app, there's a weekly competition for a £50 Amazon voucher, because we want as many farmers to see Breedr making a difference on your farm. So one of the other questions we had emailed in was reports. So what do you do with all this data? You've recorded a load of it, but what does it actually mean? And we want to make it as easy as possible for you to interpret your data. So my farm's only small. I've only got 2 sires, but imagine you are, like many of you, got some quite large farmers in here. You had 10 or 20 sires, and over the number of years you've been trying to work out which sires are best for you. So here I have a sire report. This is in all of your accounts that you sync to your BCMS. You're able to see this report, and you've got some weights in here as well. So here we have 2 different sires. We've got the passport number of the sire. This is a bar to show the daily live weight gain average of all those animals across their lives from that sire. So I can see from this sire, I've had 2 calves, and from this other sire, I've had 11. So I can be pretty sure the information from the one with 11 is pretty reliable. And I can instantly see that, that one of these animals' sires grows better than the other. So although this is just daily live weight gain, when you get kill sheets, we can do the same thing for your grade out. We can look at grading and carcass efficiency as well. And so you can really start to see at an individual sire level where your performance is going. We have the same for dam as well, which is, if you've got more animals, is also very useful. So I can see here on this report, I can see there is one animal that definitely needs to go. And her calf, who's a heifer now, you walk into the pen and you can see it's smaller than all the others. So I know at the end of this year, 181, bless her little cotton sods, will be heading off, because she just doesn't produce as good a calf as the rest. And there might be lots of reasons for that, and the data can't tell you why that is. But once you start getting repeats of an animal underperforming, you know that it's time to make a change. I think in this particular animal's case, she just is not very milky, so the calves don't get enough milk younger, and then they just don't have the ability to maintain the same level of performance. So I've got a question from Steve. How can I import my data from my farm software package? Yep, great question. Loads of you already got data already, and we've built Breedr to be as easy as possible to import the data. So we call that an advanced import, and there are 2 ways you can do that. You can send your data to Gabby and Rachel, who will help you log that into Breedr once you sync your BCMS. or you can do it yourself. And I really encourage you to use this feature. So what you do is you go into animals, you can import weight data, a standard true test file. So if you don't have a fancy S3, or we also link with the EasyWay 7i and the XR5000, you're able to download the file from your Wayhead and upload it automatically, and it'll come into Breedr without any formatting. You just choose the file. But you can also do an advanced import. And an advanced import, you click advanced, and we're going to upload an activity rather than an animal, but you can also import animals this way. So if you are a Northern Irish farmer, we are currently working on linking with APHIS. And until then, you need to link with, you need to upload your animals via this advanced import. So I've already got my animals in, we're going to do an activity import. So you can download a file, a template file, and this template file will show you what the format needs to be, or a format. So we're going to upload a file. We'll find a file. Let's take this one, activity import. And then we're going to go next. And what we need to do is tell Breedr what activity we're doing. So let's say, Steve, you've got information about weaning dates or PD tests, or you've got some animal purchase information you want to upload. You can do that through this menu. So let's say we're going to upload here carcass sale information. So we need to, most important thing, we need the passport number. So every time you upload this sheet, you need the passport number. And we can then upload the grading and the cold weight, which is the dead weight in the UK. And then we can go next, and then upload that against our animals that are in there. So it really is super easy to get information in from any system into Breedr. So Steve got another question. Are you talking to Scott EID about their new system? Yes. So I spoke to the devolved administrations this week with Scott EID in EID Cymru about their new systems. And obviously we currently link with BCMS, but we're also looking to link with the when LIP is available, and Scott's EID's new system as well. Because we know that as these systems iterate, we need to make sure Breedr is still connecting to them all. So I'm just going to make sure I've answered all the questions everyone's asked. Yeah, Monty yesterday sent me a really good question, which was tagging cattle as activities. So this is something that I really want in the app as well, which is the ability to flag an animal as with something not wrong with it necessarily, but something that we want to notice or have everyone else on the farm notice. So that might be a lost tag. That might be the animal was noticed to be lame. It might be that she had a false heat or something. We want to register that. So we're definitely looking at how you'll be able to flag animals as an activity. So that would mean then that you're able to put out reports about it and all that sort of stuff. At the moment we do have notes, and you're able to look at a notes report. So we can see here, I've got several notes against animals in my account. So see, I've got 2 animals that have lost tags. And as a good beef farmer, I've of course ordered those tags already and put them in. But unfortunately, I haven't yet, haven't quite found the time. So, and another question that was posed to me yesterday was about adding and registering calves. And as I said, we're just about to start linking with BCMS. So that's sort of it. A sort of half an hour whistle stop tour. So if anyone has any questions, I'm going to be around for another sort of 10 minutes or so. I've shown you the medicine cabinet, which will be coming out shortly. If you sync your BCMS, you get a Breedr hat, and I really recommend the S3 to you. If you don't already have the S3, you should definitely get it. Somebody said you couldn't see the S3, so I'm going to turn off my virtual background, and none. You'll be able to see the S3. So this is the S3. They've been out for about a year now, and they are waterproof. I wouldn't leave them outside all the time, but they're definitely waterproof to the extent that you can use them outside. They're super easy. You just click 0 on it on a weigh bar, and connect straight to the phone. So if you don't already have a wayhead, this is the one that I recommend. And we've got quite a few farmers who actually this week have ordered these off the back of seeing it. So I highly recommend the S3. And we had, I think that is all the questions. Actually, that's not true. We had one question. So I said Breedr backs British farmers, but backing British farmers does mean we have to make money. And this farmer was asking, how do we make our income? And we make our income through offering you, the farmer, opportunities to trade. So in Breedr, we have several trading opportunities, and these are opportunities for you to sell your livestock for the best price. So we have worked with processors and retailers across the country to get these unique deals for breeder farmers. And although the beef price is not great at the moment, this price is above what we're able to get elsewhere. So we take a commission on this on 1 or 3% depending on the type of trade. So if you have stock that you're thinking of selling and you've got some weight data against that, this is definitely the best place to be selling it. And if you're interested in finding out more, do drop me a message. We've got a team of people who look after the trading side of the app, and they'd love to talk to you. So this is how we make our money and how we at Breedr make our income. The app is completely free. We take a small commission on the trades. So I've had another question. I missed the start. Do you record new calving details and send to CTS? So yes, you can log a birth in Breedr at the moment. We are just working on the ability to send that straight to BCMS, but I will show you what logging a birth in Breedr looks like. And if you give me a moment, I just need to link up my phone again. And that's done. And I'll open the Breedr app. So if you navigate to your home screen, you click log birth. You could scan the passport if the animal is, or if you've already got the animal from BCMS. You don't need to do this so much, but I'll just give you an example. I can scan the passport there, and that comes through. I can add an EID. You can use the stick reader to add the EID, visual ID, sex, etc. But you are able to then put all the information you need in here to then send this to BCMS. We are just working on right now, the ability to send this information straight to BCMS rather than you having to do a double entry. But what I recommend is stick it in the app. The next time you're by a computer, just chuck it into BCMS online, and all the information will be in Breedr already. The ability to send straight from Breedr will be there shortly. So I hope that answers your question, Steve. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. All right, team Gabby and Rachel haven't sent me any messages, which means I don't think I have. So,
I think we've got one more question from Steve there. James, can you see that?
Yes. So I mean, we would never advocate you leaving any system. If we've tried to make Breedr as easy to use and interface with other farm software systems. However, you could completely use Breedr as a standalone system. So if you were thinking that you wanted to move away from whatever software you're on at the moment and come to Breedr, that wouldn't be an issue at all. And we're able to help you import that information. Import that information really easily. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to link the S3 up. So hopefully you're able to see the wayhead. Just connect the S3, and literally is a case of just clicking connect, and it's connected. So that is, I just can't get over how easy this is, because before we had the EasyWay 7i's and they were quite cumbersome. This piece of kit is absolutely fantastic and ultra reliable. If you have weigh bars that don't have a True Test connector on, we sell a conversion kit. So you're able to convert your existing electronic weigh bars into True Test compatible weigh bars. In the summer, it'd be a great time to do it when it's a bit more difficult to weigh. So if you're thinking of moving over to True Test kit, you can definitely do that. Highly recommend. So I hope that's answered all of your questions. I haven't drunk that much from my beer, which is a shame. Gabby, have you have you got any questions?
No, James, I think you've covered everything that we needed to cover today. I just want to let people know that, you know, it's much easier to keep your animals up to date in Breedr if you are synced to BCMS. And if you need any help with that, please do give us a shout. As James said earlier on, we've now got a form that we can send to BCMS on your behalf, and they will email you your BCMS details to import your animals. And if you want to chat about that, you can contact us at support.
Great. Well, it's been really good to talk to you all, and we're going to try and do these quite regularly, and we'll keep them short, half an hour, and we'll always keep you up to date with new features. So every time we've got something coming up, one thing we love is feature ideas, and so if you've got any ideas about things we do in the app, do let us know. Gabby, Rachel, myself, you can message us through Intercom, which is our chat system. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of the web app, and you can also drop us an email. My email is james@breedr.co, and do let us know if you want to get trading. We have some farmers this week who are sending their first cattle ever, and through Breedr, their first lot through Breedr, and they've achieved a really good premium for it. So great to talk. You can also, before our next catch up, you can search for your own in the help center. So this is just loading up. So you can message in, you can click new conversation, and that will instantly open up a conversation with the support team, or you can search for an article. So I can search here, articles about BCMS. You're able to sync your BCMS account here. So there's another question we just had, a late entry, which is how the charges work. So Breedr is completely free. Again, you're able to use the app for free. We won't charge you for the base app. We love British farmers, backed by Breedr. British farmers are. We make our money when people buy and sell livestock, and we take a commission, small commission on that livestock. So that's our income stream. You know, we really want you to trade because we've negotiated these deals, which we think are really good, and the data will help you get a premium. You hit the spec backer because you're using the data in Breedr, but the base app is free. And if you only ever use the base app and give us ideas about how to make it better, that's great. You know, this is about improving the industry. Like I said, I'm a farmer. You can see my farm, and Ian, who started Breedr, is from a very large farm in Australia. So we definitely back British farmers and farmers around the world 100%. So I think we're gonna draw it to a close there. Like I said, get in touch. Any questions, do let us know. Thanks for your time, and we'll hopefully see you guys and speak to you guys all soon. So have a great week.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.